Hi, friends. How are you guys doing? It's about just after 1 on Wednesday, and we want to bring you the latest information. So, here's what I'm going to start with. Winter weather is extremely hard to predict because if it's 34 degrees outside, it'll be all rain. If it's 32 degrees outside, it'll be freezing rain. And if it's 30 degrees outside, it'll be all snow. So, that 4-degree temperature difference can mean the difference between feet of snow, all rain, or inches of freezing rain and ice, right? We are becoming more and more confident that this will not be a snow event, that this will in fact be an ice event for North Georgia, okay? And it's going to be a major storm for pretty much the entire South. This is the whole area that's under the winter storm watch, including Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Tennessee, parts of Mississippi, Alabama. And just in the last 30 minutes, the National Weather Service put us under a winter storm watch. Not Metro Atlanta, not all of Metro Atlanta, but North Georgia, including all of the mountains, Floyd County, Paulding County, Cherokee County, Forsyth County, Hall County. This is the area they are the most confident will see significant ice and sleet totals through the weekend, up to 4 inches, okay? And this will start 1 a.m. on Monday and extend through, 1 a.m. on Saturday and extend through Monday. Now, I expect the National Weather Service to expand this watch south as we get closer. It's really far out. We're like 5 days out. So as we become more confident, we get our shorter range models in, my guess is they're going to expand this winter storm watch further south. But we are getting new information in about the timing and the potential impacts, okay? So I've gone through and updated this. Here is what I'm thinking. I think Saturday morning might actually be pretty dry for most of us. I think this event's going to really start Saturday afternoon. Saturday evening, very heavy ice falling. Saturday night, freezing rain falling. Sunday morning, freezing rain falling. Sunday afternoon, we could see a transition back to rain, but that's not necessarily good news because the roads are still going to be very slick. And then as soon as it all moves out, Sunday night, temperatures drop into the teens and low 20s. So everything's going to freeze back over. So Monday, even though it will be dry, roads are still going to be slick, and I still expect cancellations, okay? So let me take you through the Futurecast model. Friday afternoon looks dry. Maybe just a few rain showers. Saturday morning, I'm still thinking the precipitation might be light, but I still think we're okay, okay? But then look what happens by Saturday afternoon and evening. The pink is the freezing rain. By 6 p.m., heavy rain falling. Now, I want you to concentrate for a second on Carrollton to LaGrange to Noonan to Thomaston. That green, that's rain. We might see a warm nose of air try to push in across southern parts of our viewing area, which could keep impacts minimal down in those areas we just talked about. But for most of us, it's just going to be freezing rain. It looks like that freezing rain continues all night Saturday night and Sunday morning. You're not going to church on Sunday morning, guys. Straight up. Flights are going to be canceled on Sunday. Church is going to be canceled on Sunday. Events are going to be canceled on Sunday. Sunday is the main impact day. We'll see freezing rain through most of the day. Here's that warm nose of air. Could work its way back in, briefly changing the freezing rain back to rain on Sunday evening. But like I said, not great news because as soon as it moves out, it gets very cold on Monday morning. Okay? And also, guys, if you have comments and you're watching on YouTube, type them in and I can answer them for you, okay? So again, here's the timeline. And this has changed. It's likely to continue to evolve. It's likely to continue to change. So you got to check back in. I'm just bringing you what we know right now. Mostly dry Saturday morning. Ice Saturday afternoon. Ice Saturday night. Ice Sunday morning. By Sunday afternoon, it will be a combination of freezing rain, ice, and rain. And then it will be dry by Monday. Okay, great. I want to talk to you about why we could see so different conditions, right? It's because of cold air damming, the wedge. If you guys lived in Georgia a while, I'm sure you've heard of the wedge of cold air. It's when high pressure is to our north, air gets sucked in from Canada and wedged or dammed up against the Appalachian Mountains, and it streams down into North Georgia. That's what we're going to see this weekend. So the closer you live to the mountains, the more likely you are to see temperatures near freezing. So let me just show you. These are potential temperatures 10 a.m. Sunday. 31 in Gainesville, 33 in Johns Creek, 41 at the airport, 54 in Griffin, 58 in Thomaston. So there could be temperatures, almost a 30-degree temperature range on Sunday afternoon, which would have a huge impact on how much ice people see. Now, again, take this with a grain of salt. This is not the exact temperatures, but this is a situation that could play out, bringing areas south and west of the city much lower impacts and areas north and east of the city much higher impacts. So here's what's playing out right now. And again, these numbers have changed a lot. They're likely to change again. But right now, there's only an 8% chance of a half an inch of ice or more in LaGrange. Only a 14% chance in Thomaston. So the areas that saw snow last weekend could actually see the most minimal impacts this coming weekend, okay? Meanwhile, 50% chance of a half an inch of ice in Atlanta, 65% chance in Athens, almost an 80% chance in Gainesville, almost a 100% chance in the mountains. So again, the further up I-85 you live, 985 especially, the more likely you are to see significant ice accumulations at this point. Now, I'm going to show you both of our long-range models to show you the differences in them. Okay? GFS model still predicting most of us to get well above a half an inch. And I'm going to take you through what does that mean, like what does half an inch of ice mean, but I just want you to look. GFS model still thinking half an inch to 1 inch across most of North Georgia. Meanwhile, the Euro model is thinking almost no ice for Carrollton, Griffin, Noonan, but significant ice up in Canton, Gainesville, Gwinnett County, Athens, Blairsville, okay? So both of those scenarios could still play out. If we see between a quarter of an inch to half of an inch of ice, which many of us are very likely to see, we'll see tree branches sag and break, we'll see isolated power outages, and the roads will be slick. But areas that get more than half of an inch of ice, certainly areas seeing an inch of ice, we'll see widespread power outages, trees will completely come down, and roads will be impassable, okay? I'm going to stop for a minute and answer some of these questions. Erica Hooten said, will Tuesday be a regular day? I'm going to get to next week in just a second, Erica, okay? Preps for schools will be closed on Monday. I'll get there. Is there a chance that predictions could still change where a line of snow could come down in North Georgia? So let me take you through my entire all my graphics that I have for you, because I think I'm going to answer all of you guys' questions, okay? And then I'm going to go back, but I think this could answer a lot of them. So for terms of traveling, I think Saturday morning will still be good if you have to get errands done. If you can stay off the roads all weekend, please do so. But Saturday morning, if you need to run some final errands, I think you're still okay. But by about 2 p.m. on Saturday, you should be off the roads. You should 1,000% stay off the roads Saturday evening, 1,000 be off the roads Saturday night. Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon are going to be very icy, okay? Sunday is going to be the worst day with the major impacts. Monday, it's going to be dry, but there's still going to be very likely icy roads because it's going to be so cold on Monday. So I do still expect school closings on Monday, very likely in some areas. I do still expect canceled flights on Monday and a lot of activities canceled. In terms of the snow totals, because I'm getting questions about the snow totals, look at this. Areas to our north could see like over a foot of snow up into Tennessee, Kentucky, Virginia, but that snow edge is actually working its way north. So let's see here. So most likely we'll get snow, just ice. Yes. Most likely we're not going to see any snow. Is there a possibility predictions could still change or that line of snow could come down even more in North Georgia? Still, a storm is still a couple days out. Yes, there's always that chance that snow could work its way down. But in order to get snow, the entire atmosphere has to be below freezing. And because we're in that cold air damming situation, only the low levels of the atmosphere are likely to be below freezing in Georgia. The mid levels of the atmosphere, between about 2,000 feet up to the clouds, likely to be warm. So it falls out of the clouds as snow and then melts and then refreezes. So I think it's not very likely that we see snow because we're going to have that warm column of air because of the cold air damming, okay? And here's the issue with Monday. We're barely going to make it above freezing, guys. So we are going to see some sunshine, so that should help with some melting. But because we're not going to get above freezing, shaded areas, elevated surfaces, probably going to stay icy. If you wake up on Monday morning and it's icy, it's very likely that it could stay icy through the day on Monday, potentially even into Tuesday. And you know why? Because it's going to be dang cold next week. We're looking at potential record-breaking cold through the week. Here's my forecast. I don't think we're going to make it out of the 30s most of next week. That's what it looks like right now. We could see highs in the 30s Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, even Thursday and Friday. All right? And in addition to that, this is like conservatively what I'm predicting for lows next week. Some of our models, and I'm going to show you this, are spitting out negative lows, like below zero. So I think Monday morning, Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning, Thursday morning will all be in the teens. So again, we could see some, if we end up getting a significant ice event, these back roads, secondary roads, could end up seeing ice linger well into next week because of the cold. So that's like the worst case scenario, okay? Another worst case scenario for you, just to show you. Let me take a sip of water. Last 4 runs of the GFS model are hinting at these lows. That would be record-breaking lows, okay? So I just show you because I don't think it's likely that it's going to be this cold, but it's certainly possible. Certainly possible. All right, so you need to prepare now not only for the ice storm, but for the prolonged cold that's going to come with it next week. All right? I'm getting a lot of questions about totals. It's too early to talk about totals, guys. All right? Like I said, like I explained in the beginning, a 1 or 2 degree temperature difference between the surface all the way up to the cloud can mean the difference between all snow, all ice, or all rain. So we really have to wait. We're going to start to get our shorter range models in tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow morning. And when we get our shorter range data in it's more accurate, we'll know a lot more about totals, okay? Let's see. What other questions? What's the reason that it shifted northward? That warm nose of air that we just talked about. Georgia Bulldogs 9900 have to do with security for the Athens Rock Lobster Saturday night from 7 to 11. Should Athens be okay around that time? The answer is no. I really think that most events are going to get canceled on Saturday, especially in East Georgia and North Georgia. That's when the ice starts falling pretty heavily. And over in Athens, you guys could start seeing ice earlier. Listen, I really think that Georgia's going to start, you're going to see events start to get canceled tomorrow. But you should plan on being off the roads by 3, 4 p.m. at the extreme latest on Saturday. Okay, by Saturday night, you just don't want to be driving in this. So Rabun County, likely to see a ton of ice, okay? Is it going to come in before Friday in the mountains, Rabun County? No. So you're going to see rain tonight, you're going to see rain tomorrow, and scattered rain Friday. But in terms of the wintry precipitation for all of us, the earliest it would arrive is Saturday morning, okay? So you're good to go on the roadways for the next several nights. Now, we could get a brief wintry mix tonight above 2,500 feet in the mountains, but that's going to have very little impact because tomorrow we'll be right back up into the 50s, okay? When is the last time Atlanta experienced an ice storm like this? That's a very good question. More than 10 years ago, 12 years ago exactly. 2014, snowpocalypse was the last time we had an ice storm. Can you believe that? We're really due for one. DeKalb County, Same thing as Atlanta, likely to get ice, okay? Through midday to Saturday afternoon, all the way through Sunday afternoon. All right, guys, here's the deal. We are going to be doing these updates like several times a day. So you can keep it locked here. Also, want to let you know, we don't have to play by the rules. We are an independent station here at Atlanta News First. So we can go on and stay on for coverage whenever we want. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We have 7 meteorologists. We have the largest team of meteorologists in the entire Southeast. So here's the deal. We're going to start coverage at 5 a.m. on Saturday. And we will be on your TV until this thing is over Monday morning. We're not going to go off air. We will be on air 24/7. So you guys can just plan on sticking with us because we will be with you through the entire storm. We're going to work in 12-hour shifts. We're going to keep you updated. And if you lose power, you can stream us on your phone. Okay? Great. Jen is going to be on at 3. We will be on air all afternoon, all evening, and I will see you tomorrow at 7 a.m. on Atlanta News First. I will do another one of these at this exact time tomorrow. Okay? And I believe Patrick Pete will do one in the next couple of hours with the most updated information. Okay? You guys have a great day. You stay safe. And we got you. We got you covered. Take a deep breath. Just prepare to have enough food to last you through the weekend. Prepare on canceled flights. Prepare on canceled school. I would say at least Monday of next week. And this could change. This could all change again. It just depends on that warm nose of air, how far north it makes it. But right now we're still counting on a pretty extreme ice storm. And when and if things do change, of course, we will bring you that in the latest. All right, guys, stay safe, and I will see you tomorrow.
Stay up to date on your latest weather from the largest team of meteorologists in the Southeast. Download the First Alert Weather app for hour-by-hour forecasts and join us every weekday